I was waiting for you so-and-so. I was looking at pictures of my cat. Today, Chris, I want you to tell us all about maps and what the difference is between the different brands of maps. But we'll go into more detail later about the actual sort of fineries of the maps. But anyway, you know in your head what you want to say, so take it away, Chris.
You're now going to me head. Okay. First company, Ordnance Survey. Been making maps since 1745, mainly set up by the UK government to after the Jacobite Rebellion. Coincidentally, if you ever want to see how bad the maps were back in the day, you can go on the scottishlibraries.com and you can get a dual map of a satellite view from Google Earth and the old Ordnance Survey maps and maps that predate the Ordnance Survey of the UK, and you'll see why they needed a map system, because they were rubbish. Ordnance Survey do two main types. One is the Land Ranger, which is a 1 to 50 scale map, and the Explorer series, which is a 1 to 25 scale. So if you open up the map, lovely picture of Midlothian here, and the ring road in green, which is never is in real life.
Always red.
And you get a 1 to 25 scale. All it is the Explorer series is blown up twice than what the 1 to 50, which is why you get the different ratios. There are a couple of big significances with that, is you get much more map on your Land Ranger map with the 1 to 50 because it's a bigger area, whereas your 1 to 25, because it's more zoomed in, you get less area on the map, but you get more detail for trees. It. You get trees on the 1 to 50 scale as well.
Oh, yes, you do.
Other big differences is what you mainly get, which are quite useful when you're navigating, are boundary lines, which are usually fences, dry stone walls and whatnot, which you don't get on your 1 to 50 scale maps to kind of help you navigate. Doesn't come without some costs. There are some, once you zoom into this, your grid lines on some of the mountains can be quite hard to discern where you are on it, because the brown grid lines get so close together it becomes a bit of a soup and hard to navigate with.
All right, so you're talking, when you say grid lines, you mean the contour lines?
Contours, yeah.
Contours, yeah.
Sorry, did I say grid lines?
You said grid lines.
I apologise. The other thing is Ordnance Survey. So these are both £8.99. Ordnance Survey also do a laminated map, which is £16.99, which is waterproof, so you don't need that map case with.
Also, you get to download the map as well.
Yes, so on the inside of the map, you get a downloadable map to go on Google Play. You just download the Ordnance Survey app. You scratch here and you type that in and it will give you this map. Coincidentally, I believe, but I can't remember and I might just be lying here, is if you scratch a 1 to 25 you will get the 1 to 50 scale as you zoom out of that area of the map.
Well, that makes sense because you're zooming in and out of it.
Yeah.
It should be give you more or less detail.
That's it. Harvey's is another brand which is a Scottish company. It has been going since 1970, so a much newer company than the Ordnance Survey. They are based out in Doon in Perthshire. They do numerous different scale maps, 1 to 25, they do a 1 to 15, they do a 1 to 40 and a 1 to 50 scale depending on what type of map you get. We only do the 1 to 40 range, which is long distance trails. You also get your super maps, super walkers, which are 1 to 25 scale from there. Exactly the same thing as the Ordnance Survey, where you are just getting more detail with the 1 to 25 scale over the 1 to 40 and the 1 to 50. Oh, that one's upside down, you'll get lost in that. But nice features that you get with Harvey's over Ordnance Survey is they shade the contours and colouring on certain maps, the different heights you're at.
I see, so like
you
all
can
of this sort of stuff
yeah,
you're talking.
so you can it's a bit easier to read from there.
Right, okay.
Their 1 to 25 scale, on the other hand, does not come with the boundary lines that
It does.
the Explorer series does with Ordnance Survey. So sometimes can be harder to navigate.
You can say the shading gives a much better impression of height of the mountain visually.
Yep.
Visually than the Ordnance Survey. And it's the paper is like
Oh, yeah,
laminated.
very true. So this is plastic paper. So again, it's very similar to the laminated map. So it is fully waterproof and a lot tougher as well. So
Yeah, it won't tear.
it's not easy to tear. Everything you can tear.
But it won't burst at the joints that some maps do.
That is exactly correct. That is £16.99. Harvey's also comes with quite a few different features on there, so you usually get your key and whatnot, but they also have useful numbers and facilities within the actual on the
Okay.
island and stuff.
Right, so it's almost like a tourist guide as well.
Yeah, on the travel scale maps as well, so the travel series, you also get your scale, but it'll also give you a printout of where the maps are,
Oh yeah.
and you will also get different how to kind of get there, where to stay as well. Just a few useful bits of information on the map.
Nicely thought through.
One of our more popular maps from Harvey's is the ultralight map, mainly of the Pentlands, which is exactly the map, but it's tiny.
Yeah. That's good. And what scale is that?
That's a 1 to 40 scale map, but they only do the Pentlands area here. They do different areas, but it's very useful because it packs to nothing and weighs nothing as well. Last but not least, very popular for the Monroe bagger, the Corbett bagger, the Donalds and the Grahams, is a lovely chart for your wall. We'll do that again, eh? Do that again? Wow. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. Like, I've just tore the chart. I've just tore it. Right. On the camera.
So that'll be going up on our wall then.
It will be. Another one. All right. What is popular is the Harvey's Monroe and Corbett chart, which gives a list of all the Monroes, all the Corbetts, all the Donalds and Grahams, and actually puts them into a nice little different grid across. And you can tick them off as you've done them, your first, second, third, fourth time.
So you wouldn't really take this one out in the hill with you at all, would you? This is for your study.
This is
This
a
is for your
study.
Well,
For all the people in the study, there's your chart for your wall. Yeah, we'll sell loads for
I
the
wouldn't have
studies.
that in my living room.
You can tell you where you live. But it's quite a nice gift.
It is
anything
nice,
like
yeah.
that.
Lovely.
Okay.
Well, that was most informative. So we're going to go into more detail in another later video.
Over.
Well, you said you were.
All right.
Or do you... Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
Gives us
let's
something
try.
to talk about.